Well, the incel community is currently in shambles. I don't know if you guys know this, but the incel community used to be a lot more organized and tight-knit than it is now. Nowadays, like Andrew Tate and the rise of the incel content sphere on TikTok and YouTube has sort of decentralized inceldom. But there was a time when incels as a community were very centralized on a few platforms. Most notably, when I was what you could call an incel, because I got absolutely no bitches, was the incel subreddit. The R Incels subreddit was my daily haunt back when I got no bitches. No bitches? Yeah, basically, the Incels subreddit was a frequent haunt of mine, and I would look at a lot of the memes there and I'd be like, oh, so true, so true. And eventually that subreddit got banned. And since then, incels have kind of spread out. But back then, on the Incel subreddit, something that would happen very often was a guy who frequented it would actually get laid. And like a diehard incel on the Incel subreddit would actually get laid. And when this happened, he would go to the incel community, and a couple things would happen. Either he'd say, guys, it's over. I'm no longer one of you. It's been a fun time while it lasted, but it's time for me to move on. I'm no longer an incel. And they move on, and everyone's like, motherfucker, fake incel, traitor, and it's they leave, right? Or they come in and they gloat about how they're no longer an incel, and it's a very rude exit. Or they come in and they try to still be a part of the community while having lost their virginity and having sex, and they get kicked out. They get bullied out of the community. Now, this hasn't really been a thing that happens much since the fall of more centralized incel communities, because there aren't really prominent incel figures in the same way as there used to be, except for Andrew Tate and whatnot. But apparently the incel community on Twitter is still alive and well, because this thread is just mind-blowing. Breaking news: the incel community is having a nuclear meltdown because one of their leaders finally got laid. I feel a lot of mixed feelings about leaving the incel community. While it feels good to no longer be incel, I'm going to miss all of the friends and connections I've made. To all of you who have supported me over the years, thank you. I start a new chapter in my life, albeit late. God, it's like a YouTuber talking about how they're quitting YouTube to start a normal job. This person who has Elon Musk as their profile picture replies, it's honestly disgusting that you betray your community when some chick finally settles for you. Well, enjoy being a virgin for some weird cause. No one wants to be incel, lol. We're not Jedi. I mean, this guy gets it at least. I mean, he's gonna be completely normal most likely in a couple years. Just having gotten out of this shit. But these people will literally treat you with outright hostility for actually getting into a relationship or losing your virginity. Unironically, they see it as a tight-knit club. Oh yeah, Jedi are allowed to fuck, by the way. They can totally go to a brothel and spend the night busting loads in alien pussy. But they are not allowed to have attachments. They can't have a relationship that's committal. That's the issue. Getting your dick wet is fine as a Jedi. It's totally fine. Well, enjoy being... Yeah. Very good reply. Big Bigs 36 replies, why do you leave? Did you manage to stop being an incel? And so then, do you feel no longer being identified with so many sad, depressed men out there? Imagine if normal people are clueless and careless about being a virgin past 25 to 30 plus years old. How is to have how now careless ex-incels? You know, if these incel types started by learning how to type out a, grammatically correct sentence, that would be a good start. Imagine being a chick, and a guy comes to, hit on you, and the first impression you get is that there is improper grammar in the message he sends. Like, he doesn't even, like, check over the first text to make sure it's, like, proper grammar. Isn't that like a weird consistency? Is that, like, incels, when hitting on women, almost always have, like, numerous typos and spelling mistakes and grammar errors in their messages? Major turnoff, not gonna lie. Like, isn't that, like, weirdly common? One of the first things you can do to help your chances when texting a girl is having proper grammar. Even if she doesn't use proper grammar, she'll notice that you are using it, or at the very least, she'll notice if you don't. This is the equivalent of LeBron retiring. The incel community has lost their biggest prospect. What? That doesn't even make sense. So, these people genuinely see inceldom as almost a heroic, like, what's the word for it? They see it almost as like a virtuous, sacrificial cause. A lot like being a monk. Unironically. Many of them are straight up volcels because they hate women so much. Like, many of them could get laid, but they now hate women so much, they are voluntarily incelibate. That's wild. Or voluntarily, celibate. AJ replies, again, "This is why the incel community will never start a movement and bring about change. Thank God. It only takes one hoe to sacrifice herself and give some crumbs of pussy, and the whole movement would collapse due to too many betraying." Once again, the constant, like, grammatical errors. They can't spell or, like, make a proper sentence. Inceldom isn't some club or movement. It's a bunch of men who are ostracized from society. True. Don't worry, no one will miss you, fake cell. Fake cell. I hope the stinky hole you got was worth it. They hate women so much. They hate women so much. Oh my god, they actually say it? You guys think that, like, the ironic incel words that lefties say as a joke are, like, made up by the left to make fun of incels? No, it's just making fun of the things incels unironically say by saying it ironically. I get that, but less of us remain the community. The weaker our movement and voice becomes. There's no movement, man. If you're staying a virgin for some cause, you need to stop now and reflect deeply on life. No one in their right mind wants to be an incel. Look out for you, not abstractions like movements. True. Actually, good advice. We got the Black Pill account here. It says, traitor! To whom? Yeah, who'd I betray? Breaking, the incel leader known as Sarge will be stepping down and relinquishing all official titles. It remains to be seen if the populist radical fringe of the incel movement will take advantage of this power vacuum. I love this commentary. Stay in touch with your friends. I intend to, but from the outside. The community is incel only. For some reason, many people who are not incel go to the community to seek status. So the very people for which the community is made for are marginalized. So to avoid the non-incels are not allowed. So to avoid this, non-incels are not allowed. Oh wait, this is from his older tweets where he was tweeting his, like, gatekeepy stuff. Breaking, the woman associating with the former incel leader known as Sarge is aware of his high rank in the incel community. Some members of the community have been issuing vague threats implying they will be back. Threats, tears of joy have been reported as well. Will you tell the lady you're a moderator of the world's most prominent incel forum? Laughing crying emoji and congrats. She sees my Twitter. She knows. Dude. Alright. Hot take here, okay? There is a pretty weird prevalence of lefty women and lefty, like, generally, like, lefty femmes dating and, like, hooking up with a disproportionately, like, Nazis and chuds. That's a real thing. Nazis and chuds make memes about it on 4chan, like, they fetishize that concept, but, like, it's real. It's real. Like, I can tell you, as somebody who is very entrenched in the lefty community, I've seen too many lefty women in relationships with people who see them and their friends as some kind of subhuman. It's actually fucking wild. No, I'm not even talking about Shu. Like, Shu's not a lefty. Shu's like a grifter. She's just kind of like a reed in the river going with the flow of, like, internet culture. I'm talking about, like, actually, like, leftist, like, lefty women. It's wild, dude. One taste of pussy... One taste of pussy pie, and a man will turn his back on his friends just like that. Thank you, old man boy pussy, for your, wise words. You'll be back, bruv. No coming back once you cross the bridge. You are at the equivalent of a drop... Ooh, hold on. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Am I? No, I'm not. Okay, we're good. You are the equivalent of a dropout having 600k in his shitcoin wallet. Get rich quick, get poor quick. No one competent will ever let himself be on the verge of luck. Imagine being this, like, schizo-brained about the concept of having sex with a woman. And then he replies, I don't know what this means. Valid. This person quote tweets it saying, son, I'm in tears. This person's proud, at least. That's nice to see. Me when I get one slice of pussy pie. Lord. Dude, incels are wild. Their community is one of the most... At least at one point, it was very tight-knit. But even to this day, it is one of the most, like, bizarre... mentally ill, backstabby, self-attacking communities out there. Like, they really do destroy themselves. I am glad that there will never be a cohesive incel movement. I think we can all be glad about that.